Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sports Dungeon. Today, we're talking about Junior Auxiliary's Trace Trammell 5K run or walk, and we have Ashley Colliver and Heather
Hunter.
I just want to make sure everybody knows when they look it up in the phone book for the phone number.
Thanks. I didn't know this was a dating show.
Shh, I told you it was just anywhere we could go with it.
I can
But
rely
anyways,
on you.
you guys are with Junior Auxiliary, and you guys are the sponsor of this race. But let's talk a little bit about some other things that Junior Auxiliary does, which is the used equipment. You guys take it in, refurbish it, and then allow it, if it's in good working order, give it to some privileged children or underprivileged children that may need that equipment.
We call the project Collecting the Cleats, but it's really expanded much further than collect just the cleats. There are so many kids that want to get involved with sports. You know, the youth center, we've got so many opportunities for them. However, it's not always feasible for parents to afford the equipment. So there's a scholarship program through Pagnozzi Charities in Fayetteville that allows for the fee to be paid, the registration fee. But what about cleats and shin guards and ball gloves and things like that? So we take in donations for new or gently used equipment and give those to the kids that need them so that they can participate and they don't have to worry about the funds. They can do just as much as any other kid.
You know, and I know that parents will say, oh, you know, you can go out and do the. Having the right equipment sometimes makes a huge difference because, you know, being a guy, you know, my kids are now in high school and I still do some youth coaching, but when a kid shows up and sometimes the situation is not their fault. If they don't have a glove or they don't have the pants to wear or the shoes to wear, it can not only be an embarrassment to them, you know, it can be an embarrassment to the whole situation. And I'll be honest with you, kids can be cruel. I mean, let's not fool anybody. Kids can be cruel. If it wasn't, we wouldn't be talking about bullying issues in school. We wouldn't be talking about other things. So this gives them the opportunity to look like and have the same equipment that the guy next to them is.
Well, it's a snowball effect because if they show up and, like you said, they don't have the right equipment, they don't have something that's going to work for them, they don't have cleats in a game, they're liable to give up. And then, you know, healthy kids, you know, are down the hole. I mean, they're not going to be out participating in sports. They're not going to be getting involved in things because they're too embarrassed because they can't afford it.
And that's the reality of it is that they just won't be able to become part of it. And you want them to be able to experience the good things of life, you know. And if and that's one of the reasons why I'm a huge supporter of Upwards basketball programs. They don't turn any kid away, and not taken away from any other youth program that's here. Upwards, I have yet to hear of them ever turn a kid away that doesn't allow a kid with a scholarship program, you know, and they give them a shirt and they give them, you know, all the playing time that they want, and it's a very nice program that the kids are able to do that. And you guys are doing a fantastic job. What else do we do for the youth?
Oh, we do a lot of different things. We've discussed financial fitness. We also partner with Sharon Care for Santa Shares, which I know a lot of people, the community is a huge supporter of that, and we help with that. I think we had roughly nearly 500 kids, I think we helped this past Christmas, that just financially their parents could not give them a Christmas, and we were able to do that for them. We do a home-to-home program, which there are so many foster kids everywhere, but in our county, we help them by giving them a toothbrush, deodorant, their own shampoo, things that they can take from each foster home to another because when they leave, they have nothing. They don't even have their own toothbrush. So to be able to do that's something that they can have. You know, that's good for their well-being as well.
We have car seat safety. We partner with the Harrison Police Department, and we have parents come out and get their car seats inspected. If it's faulty or recalled, we get them a new car seat. We have a couple cultural projects where we go into schools and teach them about Cinco de Mayo and Chinese New Year. And then we have another one, reading program. We go into the schools, elementary schools, and read to the children during their lunch hour.
And a lot of the funding because this stuff doesn't happen because of, you know, the goodness of people's heart. It takes dollars to be able to fund a lot of these things that you're trying to do. So by raising the money with the Trace Trammell 5K run, can help you to continue to do some of the things that you guys want to do in the community.
Yeah, all the proceeds from this event are going to go back into the organization to help fund these projects to help the kids, to get them what they need.
So this is your second year doing this, right? What did you learn from the first year that you changed from the second year?
You know, we were really surprised. sort of terrified going into it because we did everything we could prep-wise going up to it, but really until it happened, we didn't know where our holes were going to be. And there were very minor changes. I think we had a good group. Marcia Carter, I just want to say thank you to her. She helped us big time last year. You know, she's over the Crawdad Days 5K, and she was a huge help with us, giving us tidbits of information that we never would have even thought of. So we made really minor changes. Instead of just first and second place, we're giving first, second, and third place awards. You know, feedback from the runners and stuff like that. But really minor changes. We're pretty excited about it. It went smoothly last year, and we're really hoping for that again this year.
Yeah, you know, and you learn from event to event. What transition, what changes, what works, what doesn't work. It's exciting to see this happen.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Right.
Hopefully the weather agrees with us. But from what I understand, runners, I mean, they're hardcore. They're going to be out there rain or shine.
Well, last year during Crawdad Days 5K, during Marcia's event, as you brought her up, it rained, and they were out there running. And I know Marcia talked about this as we transition or get prepared for Crawdad Days. You know, we're there at those meetings. To have an alternate route should it happen that it floods out again. Do you have an alternate route should it rain? Because you never know in April. You never know what's going to happen weather-wise.
We do have an alternate route, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't know.
I just want to know. I want to make sure you're prepared.
Yes, Dixie Strum does have that plotted out and ready to go. We are prepared for that. We're hoping that it doesn't come to that. I know last year it was a little drizzle, sprinkled a little bit. But for us workers standing out in that, we thought, oh, we wish it was a nicer day. But for the runners, they actually loved it and said it was perfect for them because it was a good temperature and it kind of cooled them off. So, we're just, whatever happens, we're going to be out there. And we just appreciate all the participants so much. I know that some of them do it competitively, but for us, they don't know how much they're helping the kids in the community by participating in this event.
It was awesome to see a lot of the families do it last year. You mentioned your family's going to do it. We had a couple moms and sons running together, and it's cool to see the kids out there. Because I would have never thought to run in a 5K when I was younger. So it's awesome.
Let me say this. I just broke the news to my 18-year-old. My 15-year-old got it, but my 18-year-old, when he watches the show, he's going to say, I'm gonna hear it. Dad, you did what? I'm like, yeah, I paid your money. You're gonna do this. I don't want to get up that time. No, yeah, you are. We're going to get up. We're going to go do the 5K, and then we're going to go out to the sports complex and work out there for the baseball tournament. So, yeah, he's got to get up anyways for that.
Yeah.
Well, at least he doesn't have to work the event. We have to be there at 6 a.m., so we will be there bright and early to get it all set up, get the finish line and start line ready to go. But
at least early, maybe not bright.
Last year, one of the most amazing things, Trace's great-grandmother walked. She was 82 years old, and she walked the entire race by herself and crossed the finish line. And that was just amazing to see people coming out and doing that for this event. You know, it's such a wonderful community event.
We're almost out of time, ladies, and I'll give you the parting shot first, and then I've got something I want to ask her.
Oh, no.
You got anything you want to say?
Just come on out. If you're kind of on the fence, you can register that day. You don't have to run. You can walk. It's, like she said, good event, good time for family. We're going to have some door prizes. Got things going on. Come down and just participate.
All right. Now for you.
Oh, no.
Now that Big John, as I like to refer to him on
Yeah.
TV, is going to go away and talk a little bit with Stoller, and he doesn't know where he's going to go or what's going to happen. And I appreciate and no matter what John does at the next level, he's going to be successful. He's a good kid, does whatever. So where's the Colliver clan going to root for now?
Wherever he goes. And Mary, his younger sister, is in 9th grade. She's moving up to 10th grade. She plays
Coach Young is really
multiple-
extremely happy about that.
She plays multiple sports as well, so we'll follow her around. And but wherever John goes, that's who we'll be rooting for. I don't know yet. He, like I said, he's got a good level head on his shoulders, and wherever he chooses to go will be the best for him. So we'll just root him on wherever it's at.
And I know that it's very difficult because it's his decision, and there's a lot of people who are tugging and pulling and want to get information for John. And I wish John the best for him, whether he decides to play football, he decides to play basketball, or he decides to play soccer, whatever he decides to do. This kid is a very talented athlete, and Harrison will be sad to see him go after the 3 years that he has played varsity sports in Harrison, other than soccer. I think he's played 4 years at the varsity level. But for football and for basketball, it was 3 years at the varsity level. And, you know, he made Goblin Stadium with a lot of excitement and a lot of cheer, as well as the Spook House. And it was a very sad day on senior night, as we talked a little bit about a bittersweet moment to watch him come out there on senior night. And
It really was. He's very invested in not just the sports aspect, but in his teammates. And he, I know it's been a tough season in football and basketball for him. I know neither one of them ended like he wanted to, but he's focusing on soccer. That's just what he does. Let's move on and play soccer. So, you know, we'll just move along right with him wherever he goes. But he's a good kid. He'll do the right thing wherever he goes.
You had no idea what I was going to ask you, did you?
No, go ahead. What were you
No,
gonna ask?
that's all I know when I asked you about John.
Oh Lord, there's no telling with you. But but I'll talk about John all day. I'm a little partial to him, but it's always nice to hear good things about him.
And he's been a good kid. I've enjoyed covering him this year in our first year as the Goblin Sports Home. Well, ladies, I appreciate you coming out, and we're out of time. So until next time, this has been the Sports Dungeon. I'm your host, Lauren Tepper, and I want to thank my junior auxiliary and their two representatives, Ashley Colliver and Heather Hunter, for being here to talk about the 5K Trace Trammell Run or Walk. April 2nd. Be there.